Good morning, children. Today I'm going to take social for 9th standard, continuation of the state government, that is Vidhan Sabha. In that, we will go for the next powers and functions of the Legislative Assembly. Powers and functions of the Legislative Assembly. Here, legislative powers. See what are the powers of the legislative? Here, the assembly has the power to frame the laws which are related to the subject which has been mentioned in the state as well as concurrent list. And then the bills which have been passed by both the houses, bills will be passed in both the houses. Moving on the bills are passed, then that before they are sent means when they are passed the bills, no, they have to send it to the governor. So before they send it to the governor for their signature, so the governor may send certain bills to the president for his approval. So before that they will send it to the approval to who? To the president. Now, financial power. What will be the financial powers we will see here? It is that the Legislative Assembly has greater powers than the Legislative Council in the matter of finance. So, regarding finance, who is having the greater power? It is Legislative Assembly has the greater power in this. Legislative Assembly has the greater power rather than Legislative Council. So this has the greater power regarding finance, not the legislative council. So the finance bill has to be first presented where the finance bill is what the bill is being listed on, that has to be presented to the legislative assembly. First they have to be present to this assembly and then only the legislative assembly. Then after presenting to the legislative assembly, then they have to present it to the legislative council. Though the legislative council does not have the power to reject any type of financial bill, means this legislative council will not have any power to reject the bill, the finance bill, but it can delay this legislative council. It does not have any rights to reject the bills, but it has the rights to delay it for how many days? At least for 15 days. So, Vidhan Parishad fails to send the bill within 14 days. It is assumed as passed and forwarded to the governor for his approval. See, till 14 days they will wait. In case till the 14 days, if it is not being received, then they will think that the bill has been sent to the president where that will be approved. So this is how they can withhold, means they can hold who? Legislative council can hold the bill till 14 days. So what they will think, it is assumed, means when the bill within 14 days, Vidhan Parishad fails to send the bill, means when the Vidhan Parishad fails to send the bills within 14 days, then they can assure that it is being forwarded, means it has been sent to the president, sent to the governor for the approval. Now next comes the administrative power. What is this administrative power? Here, the state executives is the main person responsible for the legislative assembly. And then he can have the power only as long he can enjoy the trust of the legislative assembly. So when they have the legislative assembly's trust, till then only he can be the member of the, means he is the person who is responsible to the legislative assembly. And then each member of the council of the minister is individually accountable, and the whole council of ministers is accountable to the legislative assembly. Only one means each members of the council, means here each members of the council, each member of the council. So he is is the individually accountable. So each one will be individually accountable, and the whole council of the ministers is accountable to the legislative assembly. So only one will be there, and remaining all has to be accountable for the legislative assembly. Next comes electoral power. Who has the electoral power over here? The elected members of the legislative assembly has the power to elect the president. Here, these members only have the powers to elect the president. And when the need arises, when there is a need, then these persons will elect for the president. The reports of the state public service, members of the Rajya Sabha and Legislative Council, Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the Assembly. So members who has been elected here, the members of the Legislative Assembly have the power to elect the president. Whom and all they have the rights to elect the president also they have the rights, then members of the Rajya Sabha and Legislative Rajya Sabha also, then Legislative Council and Speaker, the Deputy Speaker of the Assembly. For all this, who has these members has the rights to elect. Then now, what are the other powers they are having? It is that the members of the Legislative Assembly discuss bills passed by the Parliament when the need arises. No? They have the discussions in case if they need that the discussions has to be taken place, they will discuss. That is, the members of which all the members together in the Legislative Assembly will discuss about the bills, and then the reports of the State Public Service Commission and other reports are discussed in the Legislative Assembly also. So not only this, even the Public Service Commission and the Parliament with the reports of the State Public Services, even the state as well as Service Commission and other reports are discussed in the Legislative Assembly. Now, Vidhan Parishad, the upper house of the state legislature is only called as the Legislative Council. The strength of this house is 1/3 of that of the Legislative Assembly of the state, and then, however, it should not be less than 40 here. It should not be less than 40 here. It should be less than 40, and this is a reason why some states do not have the legislative council. This is the reason. So every state will have legislative councils, and no, some states will not have because of this less members, and also the number of members of Karnataka. In Karnataka legislative council, it is legislative council is 75. It is 75. So they are already told me it should not be less than 40. So these members represent 5 areas. Means here, these members will be represented for how many areas? It is for 5 areas. These will represent for 5 areas. And then some are elected among the members of the Legislative Assembly, that is local bodies, then graduates constituencies, teachers constituencies, the governor nominates, and some members who are expert in the field of art. Means who will represent here? Who will be the governor will nominate the members. The governor is the person who is going to nominate the members who are experts, who are very well skilled in the fields of what art. So the person should be very well in the art, then literature, education, and also the person should be very well in social service also, and science, etc. So the council, legislative council, is a permanent body. Then only the governor will elect that type of a person, and this legislative council is what? It is a permanent body. Now, qualification of the MLC, means MLC. Means what is the qualification of this person over there? You should not be from other country, but you should be the Indian citizen, and you should complete it should have been completed how many years? 30 years. 30 years of age, and he should possess all, means he should have all the qualifications which are required for MLA. And the term of office of the members is of how many years? So this person will have the term is how many years? It is for 6 years. So if the term of office is for how many years? 6 years. And then every 2 years, 1/3 of the members of the Legislative Council retire. So they get retired how many? 1/3. Then the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker are chosen from among the members. The Speaker assumes, means who is that? The Speaker is the person who assumes, who gets the chairmanship during the proceedings of the House and ensures dignity and decorum of the House. He is the person who gets the proceedings and also dignity of the House and decorum of the House, who the Speaker assumes the chairmanship, means during the proceedings of the House. Next is powers of the Legislative Council. Now, what is the power of this council? Here, the bills may be presented in both the houses, that is, they accept bills which are presented first only in the Legislative Assembly. This has to be presented first only in the Legislative Assembly, then only it will be accepted. Means after the bill is approved by one house, it is sent to the bill. They will first approve, one house will approve, and then it will send to the other house for the approval. Then the Legislative Council can withhold the bill for how many? For 3 months. Here I have told you, can withhold for 14 days. But here it can be withhold the bill for how many? For 3 months. For 3 months it can be withhold. 3 months. When the same bill is being sent by the Legislative Assembly for the second time, means first time no, the second time if it is sent, then the council should approve it within 1 month. If it is sent, say recently, if it is sent before the 3 months, again with second time, then it should be approved within a month. Second time if it is sent, means they should be approved within 1 month. And then if it does not do so, then what they have to do, it should be understood that both the houses, means if it is not done like that, then they should understand that both the houses have been already approved the bill, and it will be sent to the government for the approval. So they can think that if both the houses, if it is not sent within a month, then the second time, then they can think that the bills has been approved by both the houses and it has been sent to the governor for the further approval. Then what is the process of election? Means the creation of an act. Here, the first reading, the person who tables the bills reads out the text loudly. The person will read out the bills, means the text very louder, and then during the second reading, a person discusses. The discussions will be taken place, and they may send to the representative house committees, and the committees will then deliberate, means they will send the bills and submit it and report it to the legislative houses, and that house can either approve nor it can reject the bill directly, means after the discussions. During the third reading, now I said about the first reading, second reading, and third reading, the House can discuss the bill orally, means orally it can be discussed, means through the talk, means by speaking. And then after the approval, after speaking, after orally it has been discussed, then the approval of the bill will be sent to the another house, from one house to another house. If this house also completes, the second house also completes all the procedures and then the bill will be sent for who? For the governor for the approval. So first one also completes all the procedure, second house also completes all the procedure, and then what will happen to the bill? The bill will be then further sent to the governor for the approval, and then if the governor approves the bill, then it becomes act, then only it comes into act. And then the governor may also forward it to the president for approval. And then the governor will again send it to who? Will send it to the president for the approval. And what are the financial powers over here? If the legislative assembly has the great power compared to the here also the legislative assembly only has the great power compared to the legislative council, and then which can only withhold a finance bill for here also it can hold only for 14 days, but it cannot reject, and if it does return the bill within the 14 days, means after the 15 days, then it is understood that both the houses has been approved and it sent it to the same as it is sent, then sent it to the government for the approval. And then here also the administrative powers. Here the legislative council has does not have much control over the administration. Here administration will be taken care by only here it is legislative assembly and not the council. It can be obtained information by processing, that is posing questions to the ministers. When they can give up the questions, they can ask the questions. And then if the questions are not, when they ask the questions, and the questions are not to be answered properly, so it can be insist on the minister's resignation. They can insist that the ministers to be resignated and but cannot move or no confidence motion. So keep in mind that. So they have minister's resignation, but they cannot move in a no confidence motion. So this is about the administrative power. Then the next we'll go for the decretion power. The real legislative council carries on debates about the government programs. Here how we have the debates on the topics like that, even here also the council, legislative council will have the debate on what? Means debate and other programs, means debates about the government programs. What are the government programs they conduct the debates? That is on policies, programs on policies and decision and acts. And as this is the House of Elders, because this is the House of the Elders, where the debates are carried on in a way, in every, means in a very serious manner. Here, the people are, means they are, what we have said here, House of Elders. So as that, the decision or the debates will be carried on in a very serious manner. So till here I'll stop, children. See you bye. The next class I'll take up state executive, the governor and his qualifications. You children.